Bam! It's Token Vaping, guys. How's everybody doing? Tonight's juice review is going to be another flavor ongoing with a line that I decided to break up to do individual flavors just, again, because I see them all over the place, and I've heard a lot about them. I follow a lot of the people that they have repping them. So, decided to break them up into separate videos just because I thought it'd be kind of cool. But the company is Snake Oil. I don't actually have a snake on me right now to kind of emulate the snake oil, but this is their flavor menu. There is a 5 flavor line. I have already done 2. I've done Onyx and Emerald. This is a family owned and operated company since it's been in business since May of 2014, and they are based out of Toronto, Canada. You can go to their website for snake oil, and they will have the pricing listed there for bottle sizes and specific pricing for the bottles. They are offered in 5 nicotine levels. There is a 0, a 1.5, a 3, a 6, and a 12. Both of the 2 flavors that I've done so far, Onyx and Emerald, were really solid flavors, and so we're going to go ahead and keep with that. And this is the bag that their juice comes in, which is actually really cool, as I just shoved this up into my camera. It's basically just a burlap sack that has their logo imprinted, stamped on it. Basically, it's kind of emulating the bag that they carries, or when they capture a snake. I assume they put them into tough bags like this, so it's not easy for them to bite through or break out of. So they can tie the bag up and transport them like this without harming the snake itself. So it's really kind of a cool association with that as well. But it also holds the bottles for that and kind of makes it a little bit easier. So I basically am just going to take a random bottle, just reach in here and see what I get, and hopefully I don't get bit. And we're going to go with Sapphire. So as you can tell, these are their bottles. Simplistic in nature, but they actually have a very nice little pop to them, because obviously it has the snake on there. It does do, and again, I do apologize, I always seem to have my lamp at a really weird angles. But it does emulate the snake. It does have a simplistic, but it does pop. So there's a snake there. It says snake oil. There is the name of the flavor, which is Sapphire. And it does have the standard warning and ingredients labels, but on this one, because it is based in Canada, and they do speak French up there as well, one side is in French, one side is in English. It also has the mix ratio, which is a 70-30, and it has the nicotine level, which is a 3. So they do cover all the rules and regulations that they need to follow with that. And there is a safety ring on the bottle. As you saw me pull it out of the bag, these are all unopened until I pull one out and we do the flavor review. So it is basically a first vape, first review, and I will show that. Now, because of the regulations in the States, I will let you know that all the bottles have to have a seal on them. I honestly am not sure how the regulations affect companies outside the United States. I'm going to assume that there are specific rules that they have to follow for shipping them into the States, but I don't believe they follow the exact same guidelines that we have to. So that's why you do not see a plastic safety seal on here, because this is not based in the U.S. specifically. However, that does not mean that they do not put the time and effort into their flavors, or the quality of their flavors get ignored or shortened in any way, shape, or form. As I said, they do keep all of the proper procedure, though not proper, but they do keep all the procedures and steps and operations in family, so it's easy to kind of be all on the same page consistently. But they also ensure that everything that they put out, just like most other companies nowadays, they're trying to be reputable and keep on track with everything. They do make sure that what they put out is going to be something that they consider quality enough that they would vape it themselves. Because let's face it, if the people who make this stuff won't vape it, then how do they expect you to buy it? So it's always a good rule of thumb, especially with, and that's not to say that everybody involved vapes. Some of them may not, but like I said, it is a family business. But if they do vape, they do make sure that they can vape their product as well, so it makes a little bit more reliability to ensure that, it is vapable. So we're going to bust into this bottle here, and we're going to get into the vaping. So this is Sapphire, like I said, and off the flavor menu, Sapphire is going to be a white powdered mini donut. Ooh, without the white powder, obviously. So it's a nice way to get your powdered mini donut without actually getting the powder and sugar and everything all up on your face. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to bust this open. And if you listen, you hear that little cracking of the mini ring to ensure that it was sealed. No, it smells like a donut. That's always a good sign when your first inhale basically is what it's supposed to taste like. So we're going to go ahead and vape this, and I just want to show, as you see, white cotton, clean, untouched, baby virgin cotton. And the only cotton that I'm using right now is Texas Tough Cotton. I'm a huge fan of this stuff, which is why it's basically the only cotton that I use since I have tried this. It's not a pansy-ass cotton ball. It is very durable. It holds juice really, really well. It wicks quite easily. Doesn't have all the particles and stuff in it like you see in some types of cotton. But I also, as long as I stay specific with flavors, you know, I don't go changing flavors up a lot, it tends to last a little bit longer than others that I have tried. So it's always a good one. On Instagram, it's Texas Tough Cotton. Definitely check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and juice this up, and we are going to get to vaping. And while I'm juicing this real fast, I'm just going to reiterate, no matter what you purchase, no, it doesn't not matter what it is, vaping, non-vaping, anything. If there is any type of safety or security thing on it, whether it's a seal, a wrap, a tape, a ring, a cap, whatever, if for whatever reason you make the purchase and then something about that does not sit well with you, you just look at it and be like, okay, something about that's all funky and shady and I just don't want to do it. Just don't do it. Contact the shop that you got it from, contact the people who make the product, even contact the people who distribute the product. You know, somewhere along the way, somebody's going to know who you need to speak to or how to take care of it so that they can give you the quality product that you paid for and in the exact way that it's supposed to be received. So it does not take a whole lot of time, and don't feel like you're causing a problem, because at the end of the day, you know what, it's all about your health and safety. Go ahead and do a quick pre-burn, because it is new cotton. I just want to get that going. Dip a little bit more in here, and then we will get to vaping. Sapphire from Snake Oil, and this is a white powdered mini donut. And as always, I am vaping at 75 watts. So here we go. See the clouds? That is some dense clouds for a 70-30 mix. That's really, really cool. Absolutely no throat hit whatsoever. Very smooth, very enjoyable, and that is a powdered donut. If you've ever had the snack packs from gas stations or convenience stores, you know, you pick those up, the little white mini powdered ones, it's pretty much a spot-on powdered mini donut. Gives that little powdery, powdery dust, sugary kick on the beginning, and then it's just all donut. But it's not too heavy. It's not like a greasy donut or a really heavy solid plain donut, and like, you take a huge bite and it gets all stuck up in your mouth and everything, and then you just have that heavy donut taste in your mouth. It's very light, you know, for a donut flavor. It's not as heavy flavor-wise as you would expect it to be. But it is definitely, if you've ever had a powdered donut, period, you will definitely recognize the taste. Now, does it have, sometimes certain brands of powdered donuts, they have a little bit of a more of a sugary taste off the coating. or some are a little more powdery than others, and it kind of is supposed to be like powdered sugar, but it doesn't always taste like sugar. But this definitely is, ooh, that was a good hit of the powder flavor. This definitely is a powdered donut taste. Like, that's what it's supposed to be, and it's pretty spot on. But again, you know, it's all relative to my vaping. You know, this works for me as far as matching the profile, but that's my opinion. I'm not trying to tell you just because you see me doing this that you're automatically going to get the same thing out of it. Everybody has a different taste palette. Everybody has a different vaping style. So just because I can pull this out of here and say that it tastes exactly like a powdered mini donut, you know, I could have the next 5 people I meet try this and none of them may get that out of it. So it's all relative to your vaping. But again, I'm just trying to explain to you for what it's supposed to taste like and what I'm getting out of this. That's what I get. But that's purely my opinion. But it definitely is, for me, it definitely is a powdered donut. Like I said, no throat hit. Clouds are super solid for a 70-30 mix. That's very impressive. But the flavor and the taste doesn't just collect in your mouth. You don't have like this big, you know, after you're done vaping, you have like this weird liquidy aftertaste in your mouth, which is really nice because it just shows the quality of it, and it shows that it is a cleaner vape. Like I said, no throat hit whatsoever, very smooth, very enjoyable. So far, you know, this snake oil line, I can definitely see what all the hype is about. You know, now with this added into my first 2 videos, that's 3 flavors out of 5 that I've hit so far, and they're pretty all rock solid. I would definitely give them a 3 out of 3 so far, whether little ups and downs here and there, but nothing deal breaking, nothing that far off that you taste it and you're just like, ugh, that's not what it's supposed to be. All 3 are definitely where they're supposed to be at, and you know, you may find part of the flavor works better for you than others. You may find that the entire flavor works well for you. It's all relative to how you vape, and that's the awesomeness of the vaping community. So with that as the ongoing review for this snake oil, folks, thank you guys so much for allowing me to continue to do the review on your line. It is a great privilege and honor, and your juices so far are really rock solid. Guys, definitely check them out. Check out the website. They're on Instagram, Facebook as well. You can email them directly. Have your shop contact them if they're interested in bringing in something new, something different, something that's pretty much making a big name for itself. Like I said, they're all over the place with social media, and they have a lot of reputable people repping them and, you know, talking about their juice lines. So definitely give them a holler if you're interested. As always, I'm Token Vaping here on YouTube. Thank you for watching that. I appreciate you taking the time to. There is that little yellow red button. Should be somewhere over here. If you're so inclined to click it, it's greatly appreciated. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm also on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Anything that I can do to help enhance your vaping experience. Doesn't matter what it is, but anything that I can do to help. That's all I do this for. I just want to help as many people be able to get the most out of their vaping experience in an enjoyable way. So any video that you'd like to see, any questions that you have and concerns that you would like answered, reach out, let me know. I will do everything I can to take care of that for you so you know what you need to know to make a balanced decision on this. Until next time, guys, as always, if you have not, please, if you have not added your voice to any type of vaping advocacy groups, there are a bunch of them out there. CASA and Sapphire are 2 of the main big ones that everybody knows, but it doesn't matter. You know, just join the fight. Let your voice join the already growing, continuously growing vaping community as a whole so that we can fight for our vaping rights and show that we should be allowed to do this, you know, freely on our own terms. But definitely do what you can to help out. It's always an enjoyable and positive addition for people who want to fight and, you know, join the group. Until next time, though, guys, thank you so much for your time and watching this. I am always humbled and honored by everybody who takes a second to view my reviews. I thank you for the support and the love. But until next time, Token Vaping, vape on, vape strong. Have a good night, guys.